Hey everyone, it's KL with Weeby Weave. I'm going to go over a few things. I was asked a question about the tools that you need to have handy if you're going to start a basket. So let's go ahead and do this. So I wanted to show you a few nifty things that I have. Excuse my little socks. Okay, so my pine needles, they're just Florida longleaf pine needles. These I glycerin, but I was more excited to show you this cool little box. I got it at Ollie's for $2 or $3. So I keep all my pine needles in here. I keep them by me as I'm doing what I'm doing, and it works out great. Okay, so of course, let's just get right to the thing here and talk about needles. This is a darning needle. This one's about almost 2.5 inches long. And then I have many other needles. And the reason you should have a little collection of needles is depending on what kind of thread you're using or if you want to use beads. So needles you're going to need. I make these. I don't have any of these needle cases on my Etsy page at the moment, but if anyone's interested, just let me know. Okay, so we went over needles. Here's another thing we don't really talk about a lot. And we talk about bead reamers, right? When you have a bead that doesn't have a big hole like maybe some of these. Buffalo bone beads, they usually have bigger holes. They're pretty cool. But let's say you have a lot of beads and you just want to use some accent beads, like this one. You're gonna need this to go in that hole and make it a little bit bigger. These work great for that. You can buy these at Harbor Freight or Lowe's. They come in a package of 9 or 10. Okay, so they have a really good grit on them. They're soft, they won't hurt anything. Here's the other thing you're gonna need. You're going to need these tools. You're going to definitely need some needle nose pliers and things like that. Okay, the next thing you're gonna need are some good fiskars. I don't know if anybody knows this or not, but fiskars are lifetime warranted, guaranteed. So anything goes wrong with your fiskars, send them a picture of your proof of purchase, keep your receipt, and they will send you a new pair. So like a lot of times, if people don't close them right and push that up all the way, you will break that spring and then they'll sit open like this. But these are the best scissors ever. So remember that. All your fiskars are lifetime warranted. Keep your package. Next thing are these. These bad boys are they're basket weavers scissors. A friend of mine turned me on to these. These are the best things to use for your pine needles to cut off your sheaths, ends, caps, whatever you want to call them. These are heavy duty. I think they're a pruning shear actually, but they're very sharp and they're wonderful. So you can do a nice big bunch of pine needles. You know, you could probably get that many. Well, no, you wouldn't. Maybe about half. You could probably do half of these if you wanted to. Okay, so that's this segment. This segment is about your tools, what you really should have. And these are the things that are necessary. I mean, you can use cheap scissors. They don't have to be Fiskars, but these are lifetime warranty. So, I mean, they're $11, I think, maybe even cheaper. What is it called? Tractor Supply sometimes has a sale on them, and you can get them cheaper. These go for about $11, and you can just go get a good pair of pliers somewhere, some needle nose. Jewelry needle nose pliers are too small to use. Okay, when we come back, we're gonna talk about some other things like books. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, here's another section I want to cover. It is about the books that I use or that I have to go to sometimes if I forget a stitch. This is a great book by Judy Mallow, and I call it my pine needle Bible because it's got everything in it. Everything you could need to know, want to know. You keep it by you all the time. Okay, and then this is another one that a fellow coiler put out last year, Nancy. It's a great book. You can buy this on Amazon. So this is like some of the things that it covers. So she's awesome. It covers a lot of great things in here. All these different stitches, how to do tenor-F, things like that. So it's really good. It's a really good book. So those are other things. Also, let's talk about bases for a minute, and then we'll get to the sinew. So I make bases. That's primarily what I do. I try to supply other coiling artists with supplies. So I do a lot of bases. These are, you can hear how hard they are. They're like stone. And I use a few different kinds of clays. And then I add an epoxy to those. And then I let that sit for a while and get hard enough. And then I add my colors and I just swirl them together to get these awesome colors. Here's a turtle that I just did. And then I do some dragonflies and butterflies. And then these are some that I just put on Etsy. I have a new one. We have the eagle head, which is awesome. And then I have these beautiful, let's see if I can get it up in the window so you can see out. That's a piece of yellow pine. And usually I try to drill holes in these and try to make them available. I have a friend that does these for me, but see, I mean, that's beautiful. The baskets look beautiful with these if somebody wants a natural basket. And then, you know, of course, if I find a fossil at a store or something, I'll try to go around it. It's a little fossil. And then I love miniatures. And there's a little tiny piece of yellow pine. Okay, now we're going to talk about threads. Now you can use a regular embroidery thread, but you're going to have a chunk of beeswax because you have to have waxed. It's just, otherwise you're going to tangle up in your pine needles. I mean, it's just going to tangle, tangle, tangle. And so, like, for instance, this piece here that I made, this is the best right here. This is the wax linen, the Irish wax linen that I get from Royal Wood. I love this, and I love this color. So everything goes on there really smooth. It coils really nice. They're just very, very expensive. So generally, if you have other coilers get together and you can buy a lot, then you can get a better price because it's expensive. I go through rolls. All right, here's your basic sinew. And you can get this on Etsy. You can split this 2 or 3 times, 4 times, whatever you want. Some people do it. For certain stitches though, I keep it like this. Here's something new that I've been using that I love. And this is from Mandela Crafts. And I love this stuff because it's nicely waxed, not over waxed, and it's flat. Looks really good when you're coiling. And you can work really easy with it, and it fits through all my needles. And then I love everything this company has. And this is from the Main Thread Company. And they have a lot of colors and a lot of different plies. By the way, this is a 4-ply. I use a 4-ply. I do have some different plies. This is not a 4-ply. This is a 2-ply. And this is chestnut. And this is what I use to do different things with. Stringing beads mostly when I'm working on something like this. Okay, and then the other thing I wanted to talk to you about was embellishments. You can use all kinds of different embellishments and beads. It's endless for what you can do to make your pine needle basket. I use a lot of feathers, real feathers on mine. So that's all I was gonna tell you. I hope I covered the questions. And if you have anything else you would like me to address, I'll be happy to answer them for you. Okay, have a good one. Bye for now.